Hello, my friends. Welcome to episode number 23 of Breakfast with Sergio. I'm super happy to be here with you. And I have with me today on that side of the screen, Rocio Urbano, who is with me today. Welcome, Rocio, to Breakfast with Sergio, episode number 23. This is your second appearance here with us, so super excited about that. And my friends, today we're going to kind of switch sides. I'm usually the one asking questions, so today I'm going to be on the other side, and Rocio is going to be asking me questions. So thanks for joining us today here for breakfast, episode number 23. So Rocio, can you introduce yourself really quickly? What is it that you do?
I'm Rocio Urbano, and I'm a student at Northeastern, and your helper.
Awesome, very cool. Yeah, I see.
Also aspiring artista.
Awesome, very cool. And you have also, in the previous episode that you were with us, you talked about, if you remember, you talked about community engagement, which was a very good conversation that we had, and that was pretty awesome. So it's good to have you back, and now you're going to be the one asking questions. So friends, if you're just joining right now to Breakfast with Sergio, what I want to say is we are going to be kind of talking about, Rocio is going to, actually, you are with it. Rocio is going to interview me today. I have no idea what questions she's going to ask me, so it's going to be an all nice surprise. So, Rocio, first, before we do that, what do you have for breakfast today? What did you bring?
Some chai tea.
Okay, tea, awesome. You got tea. Well, I came well prepared. I have my famous now crepes that I make. Which I have the secret recipe that only my close friends have ever had. So Rocio, you have to try on one of these days. Have to come over for some crepes here with the family. So
Yes,
maybe one of these days I'll share the full recipe with some of our friends already know. And Renee's joining us now, and Renee, she has tried them, so she knows what I'm talking about.
Hi, Renee.
So these ones have banana inside, have strawberry, have cranberry sauce on the top. They're fully homemade, super cool. So that's what I have for breakfast. And actually, I'm cheating because I already had one. There used to be two on the plate, but I was too hungry, and I already had one. So, Rocio, let's do this. Let's talk about whatever you want. So, shoot me a question. What do you want to ask in this episode?
Okay. First is, where are you from?
So I was born in Mexico in a town called Puebla, about 2 hours from Mexico City. That's where I was born, but when I was a baby, my parents moved back to Mexico City. That's where they were actually before. And so I pretty much grew up in Mexico City until I was 16, then I came here to Chicago.
Nice. What part of Chicago did you move to?
So when I came to Chicago, we moved to a small town called Romeoville near Joliet. So it's a south suburb of Chicago, southwest suburb.
Nice. And then did you know then that you wanted to be an artist?
That's a great question. I didn't know exactly I wanted to be I knew I loved art. I always loved it. So when I came to the United States, and I started high school here in my junior year, the only thing I knew, because I didn't know English, so the only thing I knew was how to draw. So I joined the art club, and, that's how my high school teacher is the one who really got me into looking and pursuing a career in art.
Your high school teacher?
Yeah.
Same with me. Okay, so then after high school, did you pursue a college education in art?
Yeah, so after high school, my high school teacher said, why don't you try going for an art career, give it a try, see if you like it. So I went to a community college, which was Joliet Junior College. And then after that, I went to the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. And then after that, I transferred to Governor State University. And after that, I went to Northern Illinois University, where I finished my Master of Fine Arts.
Very nice. And then how did you get into, because you're a teacher as well, right?
Yeah, so I've been loving education for the longest time. I love being a student, and then also wanted to be on the other side, educating and helping upcoming artists, so decided to go into education as well. So pretty much right after when I finished my MFA, I went into graphic design field. I was working as a graphic designer for a few years. I worked in the printing industry and the advertising industry, and that kind of helped me a lot too to what I know now, and helped me in my career too, and running the gallery and all the things that I do. but I wanted to really go back to the education field, and that's when I started teaching back. It's been now 10 years, I think, no more, 12 years or so.
12 years teaching college courses, correct?
That's correct, yeah. I teach
And then
at South Suburban College. Mm-hmm.
And now you're teaching through our next level, which is really nice that you've expanded that.
Yeah.
That.
So kind of the way that works is, so I love working with students who are kind of when I was a younger self when I had black hair and I didn't know exactly what I wanted. So I love helping those kids find an opportunity in their art career to figure out that there's a way to do it. But then I also saw the need that, well, there's also the other side, those who are already artists, who already became artists, who need another level of education, and I wanted to provide that as well, and that's why we founded the Art Next Level, and all the things that we do at the Art Next Level. Breakfast with Sergio is a little bit about also educating and sharing life, sharing what I've learned over the years, and just making it available for people.
It's inspiring. All right, let's get into your personal art. So what medium did you start with?
So the medium that I work with the best is acrylic. I love acrylic because I paint fast. I don't have the patience to wait for it to dry 1 or 2 days, so I need it to dry 1 or 2 minutes. So I work in layering process. So because of that, for me, acrylic is the best medium. And I love paper. I have a fascination with paper. I touch the paper. There's something about paper that I love. It's that tactical quality of paper that canvas doesn't give me. So I would say 99% of my paintings are on paper, which then is here on canvas. And in one of the previous episodes of Breakfast with Sergio, I shared how I adhere the paper to canvas. For those of you guys who want to check that out, just go to YouTube and you can find it. I don't remember what episode number it was, but one of the earlier ones, that's what we did.
Mm-hmm. I feel that artists go through like phases of concepts, maybe not phases, but they'll jump from one concept to another because it seems that every concept leads us into another. So what were some of your concepts that you really focused on?
Over the years?
Yeah.
So kind of like periods, like just kind of like Picasso, right? Had this blue period and then the rose period and so on. I think as artists we go through phases too. We go through seasons, right, in life as life changes and as circumstances change and so on. So for me, I don't have a specific period, but I do have. If you look at my work chronologically, you can find things that appear for a certain period of time and then evolve into other things. Like even the work I'm doing right now, those of you who have been following it closely, you have noticed that the figures that I'm doing lately are more defined, have more defined characteristics than some of the ones that I've done in the past. And it's just a series that I'm doing with that interest, but then it might evolve into something else.
Good. Where do you see it going next?
Myself, for my work, well, what I see it going next, I think I want to explore that. Right now, I'm finishing up the body of work that's going to the museum show in Romania. So that's what I'm working with. It's a big show. About 40 pieces will be going to the museum. So it's a combination of older pieces and new pieces. So I'm kind of in that process of figuring out which ones will they go. Once that is done and taken care of, then I'll start thinking about what's next. I don't know yet.
How much time do I have?
The show opens May 16, so I have to ship the work probably a couple of weeks before. So let's say I have about about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks to finish wrapping up what's going there.
Very good. The last time you shipped work somewhere, where was it to?
Last time I shipped internationally, I think it was to Mexico, because I just came back from Mexico from my museum show there at the Museum of the City of Cuernavaca last month. So it was shipped to Mexico for that, and then from there it's going to be shipped to another museum in July, the Museum of Querétaro, for another show there.
How do you feel about collaborations?
I love collaborations. And I'm just going to pause here for a second. But for those of you guys who are joining right now, Rocio over there, she's interviewing me today in Breakfast with Sergio. So that's why I'm answering questions left and right. So Rocio has some really good questions for me. And now I forgot what you asked me.
I forgot to. No, I didn't. How do you feel about collaboration?
Oh, yeah, collaborations. Thank you. Collaborations. I love collaborations. I've always collaborated in the past. I feel that my art practice is about connections. My work is about connecting, and by default, I'm always looking to connect with other people during the process, after the process, and so on. And so, since I was in school, I've been collaborating. Back in the day, when I was in school, I collaborated with friends, with Javier, Chavira, with Derek Paul, and we did like this big mural for the school. It was a collaboration between the three of us, where each one had a panel, and we had to work on top of each other's panel to kind of make a continuous image. So from there, I learned, the trust. In a true collaboration, is about trust that you build with the other person, right? And I've done that ever since. Right now, I'm doing that collaborations. That's good that you asked me. That started a few months ago with a choreographer and a group of dancers here from Chicago, Laura Thorsten, who has this group that's called Still Inspired. It's a pretty cool program. So they took 4 of my paintings and they convert those paintings into choreographic pieces, into dance pieces. And that was pretty sweet. And then now the collaboration continues, where some of the work that I'm doing right now is inspired by the choreographic pieces. And then on April 21st, which I want to invite everybody, April 21st at the gallery, 33 Contemporary Gallery, we will have a live performance where I'll be doing a live drawing with a live dance performer, and then also with a live musician. So kind of going back to where we all started, and that's how we're going to close this collaboration.
That's really beautiful to combine all the forms together into a show.
It should be pretty cool.
Yes.
So let's do a couple more questions, and then we'll wrap it up. So shoot me your best ones, Rocio.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is all-time red. I love red. I don't wear a lot of red because it's so intense, but when I paint and when like red, like boom. Like the last painting that I did, I just added a touch of red, and it's just like I just needed that red. Red is blood. It's the it's warmth. It's heat. It's all these other things. And you're wearing red glasses. It's cool.
And my marker is red.
There you go. And my crips today are red.
Let's see. What else do I have for you?
You got one last question, one last chance.
Oh, what's your favorite vacation spot?
My favorite vacation spot is, I don't know. I don't think I've ever thought about that. I like to go to places that I haven't been there before. While some people like to go back to the same place over and over, right? I like to go to places that I've never been before. I don't know. I feel if it's a vacation, it has to be a sense of discovery at some point of it. So
I agree.
And you're a world traveler, so you know that.
Thank you, but hardly.
Very cool. So my friends, that was episode number 23. Thank you much, Rocio. So I asked Rocio today to ask me questions where she wanted, and I hope you enjoy it. Hopefully you got to know me a little bit better. I like to also, when I follow people on social media and so on, I like to get to know you as well by your posts and the things that you post and so on. So thank you so much, Rocio, for this interview. Hope you you had a good time as well.
I did. Thank you for letting me interview you.
Awesome. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks for everybody for sending these awesome comments here on Facebook. I will go there later on today and chat with you as well. Hope you have an amazing day. Thank you, Rocio, for also your work, for helping us here at the Our Next Level. And keep it rolling. Keep it rolling for today. Making a big.
Okay. Enjoy your crepe.
Thanks. I will. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good day.